first time out.
I could have sworn we were doing a deal where Bobby raised his hand, we were playing zone, and if he didn't, we're playing man-to-man.
Well, we had that too. Freak. That was a freak defense.
Freak, that's what you call it, the freak?
Yeah.
Bobby and I were talking about this at lunch, and he said we did that against Millbank or something, and we didn't.
All I heard,
really
Lost
use it in
against
the game.
Millbank.
all I heard in the huddle was blah, blah, blah.
Which reminds me, one of the things at halftime was Fuller had, what, 14 points at half?
He had 21 at the, 28
And who was
at the
guarding Fuller?
Hagen?
All right, and nobody would admit to it. And I said one more time, who is guarding Fuller? He's got 14 points on us. And then out of the back row of the benches there in the locker room, Waldowski raised his hand. Oh, I'll take him, Coach. I'm not guarding anybody.
I was focused on the offense.
I can see why you're enamored by the Ball brothers.
This time should have been guarded. I can't do everything out there.
Even though you're trying. We only had four turnovers, and there were games here where Dave would go down and he would turn it over, and the other team come down and score, and then he would run down and he'd score for us, and then he'd come down and he'd turn it over. And I looked over at Marcus and I said, I think Dave's trying to be most valuable player for both teams.
Hey, go big or go home, man. Go big or go home.
Yeah, you gotta let the big dogs run. Let the big dogs run when you're in that championship game. I think somebody. Well, I was talking to Wayne, I guess, and Mark, and offensively. Waldowski here mentioned while the film was going on that our offense looked a little ragged. You know, there wasn't real crisp execution, that kind of thing. But what this team could do by that time of the year was just play off the offense. And that's what I've always tried to get players to do, and I think all coaches do, that you got a basic setup there that you can play out of. Like, you know, we do run that guard off that high post, and
This
we
is a
down
coaching
screen.
clinic, okay?
Yeah. We run that down screen, we reverse it and get into a ball screen and things like that. And you see bits and pieces of that as it went on. But what we didn't do, and what these guys were smart enough to do, is to play off of that, you know. And so you weren't structured so much to you had to be here and then you had to be here and so on. So
Very smart team, would you say? Very
yeah,
smart team.
yeah.
They weren't the right side.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you one more thing is we still got a time and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Warm up. We got time to warm up.
You just don't want to miss our appearance over there.
My wife has told this story to a few of you guys that you had all gone to, I think, the Bucks camp. Pretty much all of you had gone to the Bucks camp at SDSU the year I was finishing up my graduate work. And so I had seen all of you guys playing there, or most of you guys playing there, and maybe even coached some of you on teams and stuff. And when I was offered the job, and they had interviewed, I'd interviewed first, I guess, and then I came home, and I remember talking to my wife, she remembers it too, that I said, if I can't win the state championship with these guys, I don't think I should coach. And honest to God, this is before I took the job. And so then I was offered a job. I was also offered a job at the same time for a school in Wyoming. What the heck was it again? Powell, Wyoming. They were sitting in one of those oil fields. And Webster's pay scale, the very top of their scale wasn't even on Wyoming. Starting, I mean, it was, the top of Webster's did not meet the starting, say.
It still isn't.
Thing.
I know.
Still lagging. But I don't know, that's a small town, South Dakota. I don't know if you know, my brother was born in Webster. That's where my dad started his work with Northwestern Public Service when he got out of school. So I spent the first 5 years of my life in Webster. Yeah.
Army barracks.
And then, you know, remember those old Army barracks? There's one
West of
left,
the
there's one
football-
out at the airport.
West of the football
Yeah, I know
field.
what you're
Yes.
talking about.
And they were by the baseball diamond. That's where we lived, yeah. We all lived.
You lived across
Huh?
the street?
The Army barracks?
Yeah, they were all
No,
Army
we lived
barracks.
in the
They were
Army barracks.
There was about two on one side, two on the other.
How old are you again?
It is
Excuse me.
70s. It is 70s.
He's just got a better memory than we do.
I forgot where I was going with that.
What about the decision to press with the two big guys up
Okay,
front? I don't
well,
think
Wayne was talking about that thing too here. He remembers, you remember coming back from pregame after we beat Woonsocket on Friday?
Oh, you brought up Woonsocket. I gotta tell a story there.
We're driving the old Suburban, I guess, you remember? So we're driving the Suburban down Minnesota.
Oh, Scotland coach.
And I was looking for any kind of scouting that we could get on armor to try to figure out a game plan. And we're driving down, and all of a sudden, Scotland, Dave Fisher was a coach, and they had almost beat Armor in the region finals. And so I was looking all over for him and trying to get a hold of him to see what they did. And we're just driving down Minnesota, and all of a sudden, here he comes out of a bar down the sidewalk. And we did. We were right in there parked, and I ran after him. and found out that he had played zone.
We've arrived in Sioux Falls for the state tournament.
What's that?
We're in Sioux Falls,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
ready to play the state tournament.
No, this is after we knew we were going to be playing a championship.
Oh, wow.
This is on Friday
Okay.
afternoon.
Okay, so you're getting a little
Or-
intelligence report.
Or Saturday, actually might have been Saturday morning.
Yeah,
Saturday morning.
The guy was coming out of the wall.
Friday night. Some coaches take their losses harder than others. We got him in, so he had played the zone. And I could see that too, that if you played a man-to-man, they would just, Glanzer would penetrate and they'd run cutters and they were just hard to guard. And as soon as you showed the zone, they just basically stood around. They just stood in their spots. They did send one cutter through, but that was not hard to cover, was it? They cut one cutter through, so there's where the zone came up. Okay, and then the press is, I think we started out in a 2-2-1 press, which is kind of a, not necessarily to steal the ball, but it's to slow them up. Because you can stay in a real good position, you know, but really make it hard for them to bring the ball up the court. And so that's what we got. But, you know, we can move and get steals out of it too. I mean, I was actually surprised how well you guys dropped back and stuff. But that kind of, so that's where the game plan came from. And then I want Wayne to tell, as we're meeting to go over the game plan here,
I was telling Coach, this is something that stuck with me the rest of my life. It was one that how hard the coaches work to get ready for the game. You know, to get preparation and get results and all that. But the other thing was that I still remember riding in the Suburban, and he seen Fisher or whatever come out of the bar and whipped over, and he was out of the Suburban and running down the street. And I think it was Coach Marcus that was kind of like, well, what's going on here, you know? Anyway, but the thing that really I still remember, you know, that he talked about the strategy and how, you know, their weakness and our strength, it was playing right into our strength, and how we could win the game. And I remember thinking, yeah, it's kind of coach's talk, you know.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. But he kept talking, and then it started making sense about how our strength met their weakness, you know. And Mark E. Conger said, he looked at everyone and said, hey guys, we can win this game. And from when he said that, then it was kind of like our level of confidence went woof. And yeah, we could win it. And I remember that whole team thinking that we were confident going in that we could win. And that stuck with me the rest of my life.
It's interesting, Wayne, that you would tell that story, because at lunch today, the story I told was, we never slept Friday night. We were gonna get our ass kicked by 35 points. We didn't have a chance to win. And I talked about how Coach gave the speech for the 1-2-2 zone. And after that speech, I knew we were gonna win that game. I never doubted we were gonna win after that. So,
Now
Coach,
I'm going to ask you another question here. In our very first team meeting in the fall of '76, we kind of went over what our game plan would be. And I remember using the example of Parker had been in the state championship number of years and always played a 2-2-1 zone. Yeah, Begeman. And but you can't win the state championship with a zone, so we're going to learn how to play man-to-man. Remember telling you that? No, but I said you cannot win the state championship winning the zone, and I'll be darned. By the time this season come around, that zone stopped Britain, right, in the regions. I mean, they couldn't handle it, and we ended up playing the zone to win the state championship, so I used my words. But it's still maybe one of the only time they've always.
The thing I like about the zone, you didn't have to work so hard on defense, you could save your energy. On the zone, though, you're kind of going like this.
Weren't you supposed to be covering
Then you
someone?
save your, energy for offense, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like.
I don't think we're gonna have a chance to talk like this again, so I've got to take the opportunity right now to talk. We gotta go back 2 games to the end of the Woonsocket game and see how many other people remember this.
I do.
Because I need to thank Bobby and Mark and Dave for kind of probably keeping me from having to move out of Webster. Because we're up by 8, okay? And John must have got his 4 foul or something, so coach puts me in the game. It's a free throw situation. Guy misses the free throw. I get the rebound.
Is this with 8 seconds left?
No. This is about a minute and a half or 2 minutes left. We're up by 8. We're in command of the game, okay?
2 minutes in the game?
Woonsocket.
2 minutes left in the game. We got it sewed up pretty much, okay? It's looking really good.
Go ahead.
So I don't know why, but I got put in the game. John came out, free throw situation. The guy misses the shot, okay? So I get the rebound, and I'm not used to these square bang boards. We have fans that bang. I go up to throw the pass, and it glances off the bang board. No, it goes right to their best player. He gets it, comes in, I hack him, he makes the free throw, he makes the layup, and the free throw, 3-point play. Made free throw, my job to take the ball out of bounds. You fake me out. I throw it right to the Woonsocket guy. He scores again, and I foul him. Hagen comes back into the game. All of a sudden, we're up by 2. Yeah, see, nobody remembers this shit. I remember how I damn near screwed that up.
Did you give up in 3 seconds?
6. You remember that, Coach?
No, I don't.
Now, let me just tell you the last part, okay? So Hagen must have fouled out, because I end up back in the game somehow.
Why not Colden? Huh? How come not Colden? Why him?
Because I always went in for Hagen or Burns. He must have fouled out. I almost fouled out in the first quarter. So, now tell me, who stole the pass? They had the ball, we're tied up.
Wait a second.
One of you guys steals the pass.
Wait a second.
We're down 1.
We were ahead the whole game. We were ahead the whole game until you came in, and then they. We were ahead the whole game. You came.
Yeah, okay, so now we're down. Okay.
We were ahead the whole game.
We're down 1 because he missed a free throw.
Well, hold on a second. screwed up watching him, I got all mixed up. We were ahead the whole game until you came in, then we were down by 1.
Okay,
With 8 seconds.
And you were shooting.
I'm shooting a free throw. So it's a 1 and 1. I make them both, we're up by 1. Because we're down 1, right? I shoot the free throw, well, no, we're down 1. We're down 1 with 8 seconds.
Yeah,
You made one.
No, wait,
Why can't-
patience, my friend. Okay, so it's a 1 and 1, we're down 1, 8 seconds, I shoot it, goes off my head, that thing is going in for sure. Hits the back of the rim and bounces out. Woonsocket gets the rebound with 8 seconds and they're up by 1. All the guy has to do is pivot like this for 8 seconds and they win the game. Instead, he tries to throw an outlet. Hilgeman saves the day, steals the ball, and I'm standing there still at the free throw line going, what happened? He didn't go like that and throw it up and went in.
thank you.
I forgot about your little escapade. I could not remember how we lost that lead, but now I know.
I understand exactly how you lost
We're
the
up 1, the Woodside calls timeout.
But they didn't have
So, you guys, is this why it says Bearcats survive and Red Men scare?
There's one more thing you don't know that I did.
Hey, wait a second. I've been racking my brain for 40 years trying to figure out how we lost that lead.
Now you know.
I'm gonna jot that down too.
It happened real quick.
I can't figure what happened to that lead.
Yeah.
We had a 10-point lead.
So, here's the last thing. Does anyone remember who the refs were
El Sally?
for that game? For that game, the Woonsocket game?
Oh.
Because I would like to know who the ref was under the basket. Waldowski made that triple pumper off glass to win the game. Because I saw this whole thing unfolding, so I go down and I'm in position to get the rebound.
Oh, and I shot.
And it took about 5 seconds for you to get the shot off. And I've been in the lane for 5 seconds. Whoever that one is, I want to buy him a drink. He could have called 3 seconds on me so easy and nullified the shot. And then I would have had to move out of town.
Woodstock is getting ready to give you a parade.
I've been there.
And this is what Dave Waldowski said
You know what's
after the
great
game.
about
Oh, we better hear that.
Oh, it says, what they said is the headlines. Dave Waldowski, we just about blew it in the end.
They could have just put Bresky.
Maybe you should read it.
What I meant was Bresky almost blew it.
It said, we've had a lot of close games this year, so we're used to it being so close. The press that they had in the second half bothered us quite a bit. It was one of the best we've seen all year. Then toward the end, Hilgeman came up with a big steal. Someone had to shoot in the last shot because it was getting down to the buzzer, and I just happened to have the ball at the time.
Hey, they put a microphone in your hand.
I can't remember where it was, if it was right after the game or someone came up to Waldowski and said, what a great shot. And he was like, oh yeah, I do, it was a good shot. And then the guy left or whatever, and Waldowski turned to me and we were walking off. He says, I just shoved it up there. I don't know.
The truth about that was it happened so fast, I thought we lost the game. I thought we lost the game, and I was shocked that Hilgeman threw me the ball. It basically hit me in the chest, and I just grabbed and took one step, and it was just a blur. It was just a blur. It was
And Hilgeman says, I saw the pass right away and just went for it. I never thought about anything. I just grabbed the ball and threw it back in. It was the first thing that came to my mind, Waldowski said about his move into the lane. Something he does several times a game. Hilgeman made the big play. He set up the shot.
And he saved. Nobody, everybody forgot about all my bullshit.
Until now.
So we're at halftime at a Armor game, championship game, right? Everybody's forgotten about all that. And we're ahead by quite a bit.
7 or 8.
Kind of astonishingly, everybody thought. And we're sitting in the locker room. And there's nobody in there, just the players. I don't know if you remember this. This is something I remember. I've forgotten a lot. But I distinctly remember this. we were sitting, and it just seemed like we were sitting in the locker room for a long time. And everybody was just kind of sitting down. We were just, you know, coach is gonna come in and say anything, whatever. We're just sitting there. Usually, you know, you go in at halftime and the coaches have some sort of plan, readjust the defense, whatever. But I remember when the coaches finally did come in, Thorson comes in the door, and he's got a grin on his face, like this. And he says, this may not be an exact quote, but it's a really good grin. He comes in the door, he goes, I think we got this. That's the only thing he said. You know, we had like a half a minute to get out and play the second half. That came in right at the very end.
I can never remember a word he says, just all blah, blah, blah. It all sounded like shoot, Dave, shoot.
Fire that baby up.
All right. Second half.
This is the best part. Best part.
I do. I remember that in the first one. Who came in the door?
Webster continues the defense in that way.